Who hasn't dreamed of flying? Not in a plane, but just flying. Superman does it. Mary Poppins does it. Commando Cody did it. But you may be asking, who is Commando Cody? Commando Cody was the hero in the science fiction serial Radar Men from the Moon. Basically, he had a jetpack that allowed him to fly and fight evil. This heavily influenced the 1982 graphic novel series The Rocketeer Adventures, which was later adapted by Walt Disney Pictures. Disney took this concept and repackaged it for modern audiences, wanting to recapture the feel of the old serials and maybe ignite a new franchise. Worked for Indy. Strap in, you'll believe a man can fly. Wrong franchise. This is Disney's The Rocketeer. Picture it, 1937, Los Angeles, California. Director Joe Johnston, who brought us Captain America, Jumanji, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and okay, well, they can't all be classics. It captured the spirit of a simpler time and a brighter era. Cliff Secord, played by Bill Campbell, is a stunt pilot. He's taken out the GB, a stunt plane built by PV, played by Adam Arkin. I love this plane design, by the way. And it's held together with gum. You really gotta give them props. I'm sorry, that was awful. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. At this time, planes were still a popular curiosity that people would pay money to see. Now we see planes everywhere from the comfort of our screens. And they don't always go well. We've built the scene. It's peaceful, hopeful, adventurous. Okay, scratch the peaceful part. Hey, a running gun battle. I better check it out. You see, gun battles were also a popular curiosity back then. What's he shooting at? He's over here, guy. The GB is damaged and Cliff has 3 new buttholes. After giving the fuzz the slip, our mystery man hides in a barn and makes a switch. Nice auto suck. Cliff limps back to the runway just in time to crash. The mystery man is addicted to fuel trucks. It's okay, gas was like 10 cents a gallon back then. Don't you wish gas was still 10 cents a gallon? Cliff is okay, but the GB is toast. And the thug is barely alive. The fuzz recover, sort of, their prize. We know this is the vacuum cleaner he swapped back at the barn, but the fuzz are clueless. And can I just say that this is a super cool looking vacuum cleaner? Why don't they make them like this anymore? Their fancy plane is grounded permanently.
Of course, I could always use the old clown act.
Is that a sex thing? So it's back to clown flying. That was apparently a thing back then. No, I don't remember it, I'm not that old. Cliff and PV find the stashed item, and because we haven't blown up enough things today,
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
they determine this thing is a jetpack. These are the guys behind the opening heist. Mobsters hired by this guy, Hollywood star Neville Sinclair, played by Timothy Dalton. Paul Sorvino lends some gangster cred as Eddie Valentine.
Send me a check.
Okay, I can accept jetpacks, flying people, and everything else this movie has to offer. But it's ludicrous to see mobsters accepting checks. I need 2 forms of ID, see? What's your mother's maiden name, see? Yes, I'll go to prom with you. You gotta crawl before you can fly, so they test this pack on a statue. Well, that was quick. Roll credits. Oh wait, we still got a movie to make, so the pack comes back. So what do we do with this? Fight crime? Explore new lands? We're gonna make some money.
I think we're gonna need a helmet.
You know, that really would tie the whole outfit together. But first, Cliff's got a date with Jenny, played by Jennifer Connelly. A rather hot date with expository newsreels and hopefully some light petting. The surviving thug is recovering in the hospital, but his status has been downgraded from henchman to loose end. Clipping that loose end is Lothar, played by Tony Ron Taylor.
You look like an avocado. Had sex with an older, more disgusting avocado.
Yeah. You're about to test your own gag reflex. Back then, radios got a better signal when you made eye contact with them. You know that one job you had? Back to that hot date, Cliff and Jenny dine at. Is no one gonna mention the restaurant looks like a dog? Alright. Malcolm, played by Eddie Jones, is sort of a washed-up pilot.
Blazing and then smack.
Relax, that'll be the only stain on your clothes tonight. They have the usual couple problems. Jenny's acting career is more important than Cliff's career of bursting into flames. And they have a tiff. Peavy reminds me of Geppetto. It's kind of funny for a movie involving a guy hung from wires. The next day, Cliff tries to apologize to Jenny while she's working on a movie. I'm just gonna say this right now. That is a poorly secured set wall. That is just asking for a lawsuit. At least someone should be fired. So they fire Jenny.
Jenny, banned from the lot.
You can see who's got the better union. She sends Cliff away, but not before mouthing off about the rocket pack. Sinclair overhears this, and suddenly he's super nice to Jenny, and even offers her a bigger role. Giggity. Keep it in your pants, Harvey. The next day, Cliff is late to an air show, so Malcolm takes his place and gets into trouble. Hey, stop that. That's the last place you want to go blind. Should I be censoring this? You knew it would come to this. Cliff straps on the pack. As good a time as any to learn to fly this thing. More gum for luck. That is a gutsy assumption. It's all part of the show. Yes, sirree, it is all part of the show. Can we get a cleanup? It doesn't help when he keeps falling out of the plane, but he finally rescues Malcolm. We've got no time for paparazzi. Sorry, this is my car. Is over there. No, this is my car. That's your car. Whose is this? Why are they all black?
I like it.
Can you say that without staring at his crotch? And the Rocketeer is born. And ladies love the Rocketeer. I'm just picturing the porno title that Cinema Stop would have to review. Writes itself, right?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The switch is discovered, bodies start piling up, and the G-Men are scrambling. Next target, PV.
What do you want?
Oh, Jay, not again. Lothar tries to find the pack by using Cliff as a stud finder. Oh, thank God, it's the government. That was said a lot more back then. Guys, Bonnie and Clyde live next door. They escaped since the back door was a relatively new invention at the time, and nobody thought of covering it. Jenny is on a date with Sinclair, who was still a better date than Fatty Arbuckle. Cliff and Peavy take refuge in the diner. Still no mention it's a giant dog, but they're not safe for long. Gangsters show up and they try to make Peavy talk by threatening to take him to Flavortown.
Jenny. Looky here, boys.
It's the girl from Career Opportunities! Why is her name and number on the diner wall? Two of them go after her, leaving the remaining goons just so overpowerable. But a stray bullet nicks the rocket pack's fuel tank. Nothing but a little chewing gum won't fix. This was before flex tape. Cliff rushes to save his girl, but Thing gets the drop on Peavy. Sinclair starts getting inept ropes. A Hollywood actor would never... I'm sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Cliff bursts in to save the day and carefully opens a window. Finally, a hero who doesn't destroy half of Metropolis. Disguised as a waiter, Cliff tries to get a message to Jenny. But spelling it out in alphabet soup would take too long, so it's the old-fashioned way.
You remember at the studio what I told you about the rocket we found? I'm the Rocketeer.
Just doesn't have the same punch as...
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
does it. He suits up and all hell breaks loose.
It's the Flying Man!
It's the Rocketeer.
Quick, open a window. He just wants to go outside. I hope that's not just painted on. Cliff gets away, but Jenny isn't so lucky. Does this smell like chloroform to you? God, this better not be the labyrinth again. Sinclair tries to woo and seduce her, but surprise, he's just a Nazi spy with a ham radio license. Achtung, baby!
Eve?
Wrong.
We got your girl, see? Hand over the jet, see? No cops, come alone, see? Cliff is caught by the FBI and taken to the creator of the rocket pack, Howard Hughes. That's not Leo.
I designed the Cirrus X3, the rocket pack.
Rather than throw exposition around, they have a short film prepared.
Keep watching, kid. Cost a man's life to get this out of Germany.
Damn, Bothan's always dying. Nazis want flying soldiers and are willing to attack the US with giant cartoon arrows. So when does the movie start? That was the movie! The feds just want the pack back so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. But Cliff needs to save Jenny and get her into his hands. Is she hot? Insanely. Go get her, son. The site of the trade is the Griffith Observatory, as seen in Dragnet, Charlie's Angels, Grand Theft Auto, and countless other movies. It's Jenny for the rocket. Sinclair isn't playing nice, and the mob, like everyone else, hates Nazis.
I'm paying you well. Does it matter who I work for?
It matters to me. And I don't work for no two-bit Nazi.
USA! USA! Ah, shit. Our quick getaway is here. Any minute now.
What is the freaking holdup?
This is the FBI! Let him have it!
Got the girl. The rocket will come to us.
The mob and the government working side by side kind of warms the heart. Oh no, they're a dot on the horizon.
They're very slowly getting away. We're losing them.
Maybe not, look.
Now that is a heroic image. Cliff and Lothar finally have it out, but safety comes first. What's he gonna do, tighten his nuts for him? To save Jenny, Cliff surrenders the pack, but the gum is his. And Jenny is a stone-cold killer. A flare gun on an airship full of hydrogen. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything about you is a lie.
It wasn't lies, Jen. It was acting.
You gotta love Timothy Dalton, but you can also see where this is going. The plimp is burning up, Sinclair does the same. The rocket pack is destroyed, but at least it's not in the wrong hands. But Lothar still isn't done. Okay, now he is. How's that safety harness working out for you? Ironic that the only guy wearing safety equipment dies. And a last-minute rescue saves the day. Go, Peavy! Howard is so grateful he gives our heroes a new plane.
What was it like, strapping that thing to your back and flying like a bat out of hell?
Do you mean the girl or the plane? That was the Rocketeer. Cliff is the type of all-American clean-cut hero we don't see a lot these days. You may find him bland by today's standards that favors damaged heroes, but Cliff is refreshing and a callback to a simpler time in history as well as cinema. Jenny may get captured on occasion, but she's not a damsel in distress. She can still dish it out. Timothy Dalton as a dashing movie star Nazi spy gave us a villain with Hans Gruber-like class and savagery. Always a cool, diabolical character with a snappy comeback every time. Gangsters were another popular villain in this time period, but having them switch sides was kind of a cute surprise. It never really occurred to me that mobsters could be patriotic, but I stand corrected. And this kind of fleshed them out little more than empty thugs. Lothar, on the other hand, he stands out from the other characters with this rubbery, cartoony face and this huge presence. He's an intimidating character. But there's nobody else like this, so he sticks out. He looks more like a Dick Tracy character. He's pure muscle and not a lot of character there. I liked Alan Arkin as Peavy, a mechanical genius friend and mentor to Cliff. He got a lot of the funnier lines and he always seemed to get knocked off his feet. This is one of my favorite movie soundtracks. It's grand, it's thrilling, hopeful, and it fits with the period feel of the movie. The flying sequences were amazing at the time and they still hold up. A combination of blue screen, miniatures, and puppets breathes life into these sequences. There is an actual guy on wires. The environment reacts to him, and vice versa. It just feels more real than a pure CG effect. Also, back then it was common for business owners to design unusual buildings to attract tourists. So that answers my question. It's a little bit Indiana Jones, a little bit James Bond, even Lothar reminds me of Jaws. Not the shark, the dude with the teeth. I like that the story could be a standalone adventure. one that tells a story and finishes that story, as well as be an origin tale for a franchise. Having it be a period piece also lets us see the world where any flight is still relatively new and awe-inspiring. Pilots were brave, adventurous, with just a hint of crazy. Imagine the impact a flying man would have. These days, they're all over YouTube. It's got lots of action, a little romance, and plenty of thrills. The Rocketeer is 4 Bs. It's a fun throwback and a fitting tribute to Commando Cody, to the kid and all of us who just wanted to fly. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. You know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles!